Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown. Now we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got multiple tropical systems out in the ocean. We've got a pretty decent chance of seeing a severe weather outbreak on Tuesday. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's go ahead and break it down today. Starting off with the SPC outlook for today, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather down here in the southeast, mainly including portions of the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida here. So look out if you're in the dark green region. Let's go and break down the threats that this brings. Starting off with the tornado threat for today, it does exist. It's a very low tornado threat, but it does exist, especially for Charleston and Wilmington in the Carolinas. So if you're in that green region, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado today, so look out for that right along the coastline there. Damaging wind threat. We have a 5% risk of damaging wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher, which is what's driving our marginal risk for today. So look out if you're in that brown region. Hail threat. We do not have a threat for hail today. Moving on to tomorrow, we have another marginal risk of severe weather already in the boot of Texas here. So let's go ahead and break down the threats that this brings. Starting off with the tornado threat, we do not have a tornado threat for tomorrow, but we could get one. Damaging wind threat, we have a 5% risk of wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher, which is what's driving our marginal risk tomorrow. So especially in Amarillo, look out for that. And then hail threat, pretty similar to the wind threat, just a little teensy tiny bit bigger. So look out for that as well. Now going into Tuesday, this is the day that's very important because we already have a slight risk of severe weather, which doesn't seem too out of the ordinary, especially considering its location at this time of year. A slight risk is pretty common in these regions, but this is a day 3 slight risk. We have 3 days to wait, and this could potentially get upgraded anytime between now and then. So we could easily get an enhanced risk or even a moderate risk of severe weather in here. So especially for portions of north central Texas and south central Oklahoma, you guys need to be on high alert for Tuesday because you already have a slight risk. It would surprise me if they didn't give you an enhanced risk, and I mean, I wouldn't be totally shocked if they gave you a moderate risk, which is a 4 out of 5. So you guys need to be watching out here Tuesday. Again, this is just for Tuesday, not today, not tomorrow or anything, but you guys really need to look out for this, especially in areas like Wichita Falls, Fort Sill, Norman, Oklahoma City, Woodward, and more. So look out for that. Moving on to the National Hurricane Center, we have Hurricane Lee here, which is now post-tropical cyclone Lee, still going to make impact on part of the Atlantic Canada region. Hurricane Lee, right now the total death count is at 1, I do believe. Unfortunately, a tree fell on a man while he was in his car, so unfortunately that did happen, so the death count is at 1 for Tropical Storm Lee, and there were millions of power outages in this region, I believe, and a lot more just devastating stuff happened. I'm sorry, not millions of power outages. I don't know why I said that. I meant thousands. But yeah, thousands of power outages, at least 1 death, several injuries. So it was a pretty bad storm, honestly. It made landfall as a high-end tropical storm. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Hurricane Lee. We are finally done talking about it after like 2 weeks at this point. We have post-tropical cyclone Margot here that is just going to be a fish storm. It's no longer going to hit these islands out here. And then we have tropical storm Nigel here, which originally was expected to go to the U.S., but now is expected to take a turn, and it's not expected to be as strong as it was. But we're going to break that down more later. And then we have this disturbance that has a 40% chance to form in the next 7 days. I don't really think this is going to do anything for like at least the next 7 days, I would say, just because of how long it's been sitting out here, and it's just kind of been chill. It hasn't formed yet or anything, and I mean, it could head for the U.S., but it's not looking like it. So moving on to the Eastern Pacific here, we have a disturbance that has an 80% chance to form in the next 7 days and a 30% chance to form in the next 48 hours, and I mean, this could be a threat to Hawaii. Now, obviously, we had the same thing here with the tropical depression that formed out here recently that turned out to be nothing, but this one could be a lot more devastating, okay? So Hawaii, you need to be on the lookout again for some potential tropical activity sometime soon, possibly as early as a week from now. So look out for that for sure, Hawaii. So moving on to the tracks for Lee and Nigel here. Here's Nigel. It is expected to go off to the north and the west and is expected to become a low-end Category 3 now. but it's most likely not even going to affect the Bermuda. It's supposed to head off to the north and the east again, to the point where it will be a Category 1, and it's looking, as of right now, like it could head for Ireland and the United Kingdom. So look out in this region. I mean, this thing could definitely head your way. Something else that's going to head your way but not reach you is Hurricane Lee here. Currently, like I said, it is in the New Brunswick region still. We do still have some tropical storm, like, watches and warnings in effect in this region. But right now, it is currently a 45-mile-per-hour storm. It's going to continue to go off to the north and the east. By the time it reaches this island of Newfoundland here, it is going to be a 45-mile-per-hour storm still, it's looking like. Then it's going to go off to the north and the east some more, and then eventually end its life out here in the ocean with a 40-mile-per-hour storm. So not quite going to reach Ireland and the United Kingdom, and we can finally stop talking about Hurricane Lee. Thank goodness. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We do have some flash flood warnings in effect in the Chicago region right now. We had some strong storms that even produced some water spouts here in this region this morning. I don't know what that was. That was like the most high-pitched shriek ever. Red flag warnings are in effect for different portions of the country here. So, like, Northwest, again, pink boxes are red flag warnings. You have a good chance of seeing a forest fire, so definitely don't be burning anything in these regions, as that could be very bad. We got more of those in effect down here in Louisiana and eastern Texas, so look out for that as well. We do have air quality alerts in effect for portions of southwestern Iowa. I believe we had some dense fog advisories here in, like, the deep south and the lower Midwest earlier this morning, but those are now gone, luckily, so there's not too many driving hazards at this point. But other than that, kind of calm right now, not too much going on, no severe thunderstorm warnings, but it is early in the morning, so we gotta stay on alert, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.